Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome my dear. Don't forget to subscribe and leave me a comment down below. And guys, today it's a very special video because I'm doing a tag that was created by one and only Karina Waldron. So hello Karina, I hope you're watching. And yeah guys, if you are watching this video right now, as per Karina's request, if you're a YouTuber as well who's talking about perfumes, spread the love and do that tag as well. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. I was a very good girl and I didn't change any occasion that Karina mentioned. So let's start with a very formal office meeting when you're the boss. So to me it was very easy. I want to be very noticeable, but I don't want to overwhelm anybody, and I still want to be very classy. So that was a no-brainer. I mean, I did think about it a little bit, but not too much. And this is my pick, Estee by Giorgio Armani Eau de Parfum. This is super classy and very potent fragrance. Really like it. This is basically a berry rose patchouli fragrance, very prominent on the rose and patchouli. Gorgeous blend. It's sweet, but it has a lot of sophistication in it. Definitely not too much of a gourmand. It's a really nice blend between a gourmand, a fruity, and a little bit of oriental note. Really like this. So for an office meeting when I'm the CEO, the boss, whatever, that would be my choice. Yeah, I think it's a good one because it's very classy and a good all-rounder, and people actually do enjoy it, and also it is quite like, you know, I rule here. So that's Estee by Giorgio Armani. The next occasion that she mentioned was just like a work day in the office. So you're working in the office, you don't want to be too much in other people's faces, you don't want to be too potent on a fragrance, but you still want to smell nice throughout the day. And I picked something that I was actually using all the time working in the office, and this is a great fragrance for the office because first of all, it's very much appropriate for spring, summer, but also colder months, so it's a good all year round fragrance. Also, it's fresh and clean, and it lasts a long time. And this is Alien or Extraordinaire. As you can see, I used quite a bit of it, and this is all due to my office work. And this is basically a gorgeous citrus with white florals with the amber alien base. It's not too much alien in here. It's definitely not as potent, it's not as in your face, it's definitely not a sexy fragrance, but it's amazing. I really like it. And I have a very strange relationship with it. Whenever the spring comes, the summer comes, I'm absolutely in love with it. And in the colder months, I don't really vibe with this one. But I still used it for office during winter. So very nice one. I really like it, and I think it's definitely office appropriate because it's fresh, it's clean, it's not too much in your face. Yeah, that's Alien or Extraordinaire. Okay, now wedding guest, and this was a hard one for me because last year I was wedding guest like 4 times at least, I think. Yeah, I think 4 times. And you know, it has to be quite potent because what I like is that people smell me, especially when I hug them and kiss them, when we dance, because you know, there's a party at every wedding, right? So you really want to be quite prominent on the fragrance, but you don't want to overwhelm anybody, or do you? Because I actually do. And the fragrance of choice this time for a wedding guest is Estee Lauder Wood Mystique. This is a new one in my collection, but I immediately fell in love with it. So the longevity on this one is perfection. It's up to 10 hours, so you don't have to worry about your fragrance drying down to nothing. It still will smell. It's a gorgeous, sweet, floral, woody oud fragrance. So you get a lot of nice flowery notes like peony. It's definitely sweet, but you still get that gorgeous woody oriental note to it. I really like it. For more special occasions, it's gonna be perfect. It dries down beautifully, but this is a type of oud that's not too much in your face. Like, let's compare it to Shahav Oud by Swiss Arabian. It's definitely not as beast mode as that one. It's more refined, more classy, definitely a classy fragrance. So I feel like it will be a great guest fragrance all year round, because we are having a very warm weather in here right now, and I love it in the warm weather. So all year round, gorgeous guest fragrance for weddings. Oud Mystique by Estee Lauder. Okay, the next occasion was an interview. I assume it's a job interview, and I've been through a lot of those, I must admit. Yeah, and I always wanted to smell very classy, but it has to be something, in my opinion, that makes you quite sophisticated, and you know, it's not too much, but it's very like put together. So I chose, and this is actually my perfume of choice whenever I have interviews or anything. This is Chanel Coco Mademoiselle, and this is perfect because it's super classy. It's a no-brainer. Everybody knows it, but in terms of an interview occasion, it's actually a great thing, because if you smell like that, people will know you have class, you're sophisticated, you're put together, you don't want to overpower anybody, but you know your worth, if you know what I mean. Gorgeous, fresh, floral oriental fragrance with a very prominent patchouli, but this is a patchouli that I really love. Actually, a patchouli fragrance video is coming up to my channel, so stay tuned for that, for all the patchouli lovers. And yeah, this one is amazing. I love it. I've been using it for years, and as I said, this is actually my fragrance of choice when it comes to any interview or any formal meeting outside of work if I have to attend one. So that was an easy choice. Coco Mademoiselle by Chanel. Okay, next occasion is a date, and actually, if I remember correctly, Karina mentioned two versions of the date, so like a first, second date, and like a more sophisticated, sensual day. I'm assuming that might end with breakfast, right? For the first version of a date, so you know, you're just getting to know the guy, you want to be super flirty, very feminine, but you want to have some kick to your fragrance, right? And I chose Montpellier by YSL. First of all, it's gorgeous all year round. Second of all, it's gorgeous for daytime. So if you're having a daytime date, it's perfect. But also if you're having a nighttime date, it's also perfect because it really performs well in the evenings. It's great for spring and summer, like a perfect date fragrance for spring and summer. Men absolutely love it. This is a high concentration of strawberry note in the opening, then you get a gorgeous jasmine blend, and then you get patchouli. So again, it's a nice sweet patchouli that gives this perfume a little bit of darkness, and it makes it a little bit more interesting. It's definitely not your typical fruity scent, it's more on the interesting side, and it's very sexy, but it's not too much in your face, and it's still very flirty and girly. That's what I would go for if I was going to a first or second date, definitely. So that's Montpellier by YSL. And now we're gonna step up our game, and we are going a little bit more bold. So we have a sophisticated date, you don't know how it might end, maybe it's actually your anniversary or whatever with your partner, you know, that's my take on this occasion. And I need to say it's this one, definitely. It's La Belle by Jean-Paul Gaultier. This is my ride or die perfume. I absolutely love it, guys. I've been talking about it since my first video on YouTube, and I'm still so in love with it. This is basically a pear with vanilla and vetiver. So this is a oriental vanilla with fruity notes in the beginning. So it's very, very sweet. It's definitely a gourmand but leaning towards oriental. It's fruity with that pear in the beginning, but the pear, it's quite powdery, you know, the vanilla with the pear gets quite powdery, and the vetiver is also very prominent, but so you get some spiciness to it. Really interesting fragrance. I know it's quite hard to find, I don't know why, it's very weird, but of course I will try to link it below for you guys, but that's definitely my choice for a sophisticated, sensual date. La Belle is the best bet. Okay, now a very interesting occasion, a very good one that she picked is being a bride. So I'm sure at some point of our lives, at least once we girls wanted to be a bride, right? Whatever that changed or not. So if I was a bride, that would be definitely my fragrance of choice at the moment, unless they find and create something else. This is gonna be the one that I will use for my wedding because it's very long lasting, it's gorgeous, it's innocent but sexy, it has a niche vibe definitely, and this is no other than Delina, and I think that Karina picked it as well, so it says a lot. Everybody feels like it's a bright fragrance, you know, and like it's perfect. It's really, really perfect. So it's nutmeg here. It starts quite fruity. There's a rhubarb and lychee. So there is a very prominent fruity slash sour note to it. But then you get into a very jammy, juicy rose. And there's also Petalia that makes it very innocent and flowery. And then you get into the deeper notes of the fragrance. It gets quite sweet in the dry down. It's creamy, it's milky, but very, very much on the rose vibe to it. And yeah, gorgeous, fruity floral, but definitely a niche quality, lasts for hours. So yeah, that would be my safest choice if I was a bride, and I highly recommend it to any brides. If you are one, get yourself this, honey. Okay. Now, a weekend getaway, and this is actually my favorite thing. I love weekend getaways, to go to a nice hotel, for a spa, to just chill, spend time, some quality time with my partner. I just love those moments, and I really, really miss them at the moment. Nevertheless, this has to be something quite sexy, but something that I would use for a date and for the daytime. So it was a hard choice. I would definitely pick at least 2 fragrances and go with them. I don't see a situation that I would take only 1 fragrance with me, to be honest, but this is a tag, so I really put my thoughts into it, and I chose something that's sexy, but it's still quite okay during the daytime. It's very sophisticated, it's gorgeous when you're going to a restaurant for a nice dinner. I just love it for it. And this is Dior Addict Eau de Parfum. And this is a gorgeous oriental powdery vanilla with a lot of white flowers. Amazing. And it starts off very white flower. There's definitely a lot of jasmine to it, but then you get a very nice quality vanilla in here. And yeah, a gorgeous blend. It's a little bit on the powdery side, so I wouldn't say it's a great blind buy. You really have to like this fragrance to wear it, otherwise it might be quite difficult. As I said before, I needed time to actually be mature enough to wear it. As strange as it sounds, it wasn't the easiest perfume for me to wear. Nevertheless, at the moment I absolutely love it. To me, it's a very versatile, sexy, sophisticated fragrance, so it's a perfect for a weekend getaway because it lasts long. It's good for those more nice and elevated moments. So yeah, very much great scent for a quality time. That's your Addict. Okay, now we've got a favorite occasion of mine, which is beach holidays. And guys, I die for beach life. Unfortunately, where I currently live, there's no beach nearby, so I'm really looking forward for all of this to be over, when I can finally go to our home in South Africa and enjoy some sun and ocean. But nevertheless, this would be definitely the scent that I would pick. And this is by the house of Mancera, and this is a fragrance called Holidays. So I'm super impressed by the longevity of it. This is definitely a beast mode. I did my night test. If you don't know what it is, it's the test that I do with all fragrances that I purchase. I shower, spray it all over myself, and go to bed and check in the morning if it's still there. This one has an amazing projection, amazing longevity on the skin. It projects beautifully, but it's definitely a sweet fragrance. So to me, it smells like an elevated pina colada. It is a niche brand, right? So it has some niche quality to it. It's definitely an interesting fragrance, but it's definitely on the sweet side. It's very tropical, perfect for beach, for pool, for summer holidays in general. So that would be my perfume of choice for that occasion. And then next we've got a jazz club / bar. So, you know, that's the occasion when you really want to stand out with your fragrance. You can be bold and smoky, as in the bars or jazz clubs, it's like, you know, the scents are everywhere basically, and there's booze and there's smoke, there's everything. So this is a perfect occasion to spray yourself with some alien oud. I feel like this is my favorite alien at the moment. It even beats the original alien. It's definitely more bold than the original one. On me, the longevity is also better than the original one, especially the current one that is probably already reformulated. Nevertheless, this is basically alien with added oud and cardamom. So all the notes of alien you still have here, but what they added is very strong oud and cardamom. The oud is on the bitter side, so you have to like oud to love this fragrance, but I'm an absolute lover of this one. And for nights out, bar, shots, jazz club, concerts, this is my way to go. Love this fragrance. The longevity is great, the ciliage is amazing, it projects like a beast. So yeah, that would be my choice for the occasion where I go to the jazz club or concert or whatever. Yeah, alien oud. Okay, and now the last occasion that she mentioned is meeting the parents. So it has to be something that's very classy, not too in your face, definitely. Something quite girly, very feminine, but you know, at the same time you don't want to lose your personality. So I chose something that I love using for such occasions, and this is Zadig and Voltaire. This is hair, and this is a gorgeous sandalwood perfume. It's not sharp, which is very important. This is a gorgeous blend of jasmine, vanilla and sandalwood. There's also some chestnut in here. Basically it opens up quite strong and unisex, but after an hour or so it dries down to a gorgeous milky sandalwood blend. It's gorgeous, it really is very classy, perfect scent for such occasion. It really lasts a long time, and yeah, I really appreciate the dry down of this fragrance when it comes to, you know, those a little bit stressful meetings where you want to be put together but still yourself. I would choose this one definitely. So yeah guys, I hope you enjoyed it. It was really fun to create, and thank you Karina once again for creating this tag. It was lovely to make, and thank you so much for watching, and I hope you stay with me for longer and join me in the next video. So see you guys in the next one. Bye!